Hello, everyone. I'm Chad from Oxford Life, and it is about 1 minute until 11 o'clock Eastern. So just wanted to open up the line, and I will be right back in just a minute to get us started. Thanks. Okay, hello again, everyone. I'm Chad Knies from Oxford Life, and want to welcome everyone to our webinar today, Oxford Life, and specifically discussion of our annuity product lineup. Now, I do see that we've still got a number of people signing in, registering, but I do want to get us started. So I'm going to go ahead and begin with a little bit of an agenda and a few housekeeping items for you. First off, if you're new to GoToWebinar, right now everyone should be in a listen-only mode. But if you do have questions, feel free to ask those at any point. You probably have a little toolbox there on your screen. You can type in questions, and those will come to me immediately, and I'll look to answer those as we go along. And if I've missed any, I'll look to try and wrap those up at the end during a question and answer session. I did also include a few handouts. You'll find those in your toolbox, if you will. There are a few pieces I'll make reference to as we go along. An annuity quick guide, which gives you an overview of all of our annuity lineup, the annuity rates, and a GLWB income brochure that discusses more information on a new feature we're going to make available and talk to you about here today. Now, for the next probably 35-40 minutes, we'll spend some time together here. Again, give you an overview of Oxford Life, who we are, just in the event you're not already familiar with us. We're going to talk, again, specifically about our annuity product, some of our services, some of their unique features, and also give you a little bit of a taste of a single premium life product that's available whenever you appoint to Oxford Life as well. We'll look to wrap up with that question and answer and bring everybody right back here to the webpage you're looking at right now. That's nice and easy to get to. It's oxfordlife.com, and I'll show you a few of the features where you can access more information for Oxford Life at the end, but just want to point it out at the beginning so you can jump and know where to find and access it. Again, oxfordlife.com. Now, with that, I am going to go ahead and try and transition us, move us over to a PowerPoint. There we go. All right, and I think everybody's now looking at our annuity page, and followed by my contact information. So again, I'm Chad Knies. I'm the Eastern Regional at Oxford Life. That's my contact information on your page. My office number, my mobile number, and email address. I'm located in an office we have here in Indianapolis, Indiana. So feel free to call, text, whatever's easiest for you, anything at all I can do to help. This is Taylor Davis. Taylor is our Central Regional. There's his contact information, office number, cell phone, and email address, and then the states Taylor represents for the Central Region. I'm going to go ahead and throw out real quick here. A lot of times people will say, well, hey, that's 2/3 of the country. We are approved in most every state. So just want to make sure that you don't dive off the line if you don't see some of the Western region in our map. There's really only 4 states in which we don't do business: New York, West Virginia, Mississippi, Alabama. So no matter where you're joining in from today, if it's any of those states with those few exceptions, we do have the product approved, both our MIGA as well as our fixed indexed annuity and the single premium life that we'll talk about. So feel free to reach, again, Taylor or myself, no matter what state you're in, whatever we can do to help out, whatever you need from Oxford Life. Now, for those of you not already familiar with Oxford Life, we are A- rated. That's an excellent rating with AM Best. And we operate really in the senior space: life insurance, annuities, and Medicare supplement. I think one of the many great things about Oxford Life, if you appoint with us for one product, you get access to everything that we do. So today you like the annuity lineup, or you're appointed with us already for it. You have access to our life products, which includes final expense. And I will tell you, the quick commercial here for the life products, time in, time out, we are always some of the best rate when it comes to final expense premiums. In addition to it, we have a point of sale decision process, a true point of sale decision, where you'll have an underwriting either approve or reject just in a matter of minutes. That's for the final expense product as well as our single premium life. Now, we are going to talk a little bit about that one here today, kind of as an annuity alternative, but it's the same point of sale decision. You know, again, just in a matter of minutes, either through a phone call or an online approval, whether or not your client's been accepted for coverage. That single premium life product has a return of premium and one of the most competitive death benefits on whole life product. We also do Med Sup, a little bit more limited as far as some of our state availability, but we do have a really competitive Plan G and that same point of sale decision. So you know right then and there while with clients whether or not they've been approved. So just know that if you're active contracted with Oxford Life, you can access everything that we offer. And I can truly say we're competitive in every product line that we represent. So just be sure to check those out. And of course, we're going to talk more specifically about our multi-year guarantee as well as the fixed index product. Now, Oxford Life, mentioned it already, but we really do operate kind of in that senior space. And Oxford, we were founded in Arizona in 1965, and we still remain based and domiciled in Phoenix, Arizona today. Now, one fun thing about Oxford Life and our corporate structure, and this is always a great slide because even a number of producers that have been with us for a while a lot of times don't know some of our corporate structure. We're owned by Amerco, and that's A-M-E-R-C-O. Always like to spell it because inevitably everyone sees that and likes to drop another vowel right there in the middle. That's another carrier unaffiliated to us. Amerco is a holding company. They own Oxford Life, North American, Christian Fidelity, Dallas General, a handful of insurance acquisitions over the years. Most everything that we do and all the products that we're going to talk about here today are offered and issued from Oxford Life. But now, over on the right-hand side of your screen, that is U-Haul, as in U-Haul Moving and Storage. And I know that's an interesting fit, moving and storage company with a bunch of insurance companies. But for us, and I guess I really should say for everyone, it's been a good fit. We have a lot of shared services with U-Haul. I mentioned we're based in Phoenix, Arizona. If you visit our home office, you'll find two big U-Haul buildings on the front of the street. Oxford Life operates in a building just behind it. So a lot of things like our legal, our HR, and services like that run through U-Haul, which allows us to stay kind of lean and mean, and in turn put a lot back into our rate, into our compensation and product. So again, that's kind of a theme throughout for us, really competitive rates. I already mentioned it, from the final expense to the single premium life and our annuity lineup. Other benefits from the U-Haul relationship, I think that brick and mortar feel, right? Maybe you or maybe your clients don't know Oxford Life, but I'm willing to bet that they do know U-Haul. They've seen the storage unit on the side of the street, one of the trucks rolling down the road, or they've rented one themselves. So it does have a lot of brand familiarity. And at the end, we are also publicly traded. So you want more information about us or U-Haul, just a ticker symbol away, that's UHAL. So why do business with Oxford Life? And we certainly think that our financial strength is one of those, our financial strength and our story. Of course, part of the U-Haul relationship, but even if you just pull Oxford Life out from underneath that umbrella, we've grown to now about $2.8 billion in assets, and again, A- rated, and a really nice financial story to go along with that. We're a very cash-rich company. Our AM Best report, as well as our standard analytical, will go to really support that for you. So if you need more information, you need more financial pieces to discuss or to really review when it comes to Oxford Life, we've got those available for you. And again, you can find some of that information on our website as well. Unique competitive products, which we're going to discuss here today, top-level commissions, time-saving, convenient point-of-sale approval process. That's more specific to our life and our Med Sup. But again, any and all of those products, we're really geared to try and get you decisions quickly, your business issued fast. Whether it's the life product or the annuity, same thing. Once we've got a cash with app, our goal is to have that thing turned around within 48 hours to you, business issued. Superior producer and customer service, I think that's one of those things that you need to prove more than you just say and put on a screen. And hopefully we've had that chance, and we've already done that or do that for you. Additional services are available to you. We can do some personalization of some flyers, different pieces, promotional items specific to our multi-year guarantee, or in some cases our fixed indexed annuity as well. Now let's take a look at some of that annuity product lineup. Again, we offer multi-year guarantee as well as fixed indexed annuity. We want to start with multi-select. This is our multi-year guaranteed annuity. And with a multi-year guarantee annuity, it's really all about the guarantee, right? MYGA, multi-year guarantee, it's about guaranteed growth, and that's typically what clients are going to be looking for, kind of that CD alternative, just a flat, straight, fixed rate. Don't want any, trust me, don't want any ups and downs. Just give me a good rate for a set number of years. And again, that's what we offer in the way of multi-select. We do a 3 through 10 year rate option. So you can go as short as a 3-year guaranteed rate all the way up to 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we do have a really competitive rate throughout and all of those durations. But against your client that's going to look for a guaranteed growth, we've really developed a spot in this arena. Oxford Life, I think we've become very well known that, hey, when you're thinking of a multi-year guarantee annuity, you're thinking of us. Just because, again, we've been consistently some of the best rate from an A- rated carrier for a number of years now. So I just hope that if you're not already familiar with us, that you leave here today knowing that Oxford Life has a really competitive multi-year guarantee, time in, time out, going to be some of the best rate and some of the best features available for you and your client. Now, with that 3 through 10 year duration, we do have a window. There's a 30-day window prior to the anniversary of the contract. And during that window, the client has 3 different options they can select from. Option 1, and I'm going to use some examples as we talk about it here. I'm just going to go with our 5-year, which is ultimately the most popular. I think with most multi-year guarantees, and Oxford Life is no exception. So our 5-year multi-year guarantee rate, it's currently 3.1%. I'm going to highlight those rates here in just a bit. But again, 3.1 guaranteed for 5 years. So let's say with this product, you get to the end of that period. Option 1 says that the owner can decide to renew for the same guarantee period and earn a new stated rate at that time. So the window opens up, we notify the client, and you have the rate. You can decide to renew for that rate for another 5-year period. Option 2 says you can decide to annuitize the contract, a minimum of 10 years, but life options, life only, life with period certain. But again, turning that asset, that accumulated value, into an income stream for your client. Option 3 says that the client can withdraw all or a portion of the contract without any surrender charge or market value adjustment applied. So full account value available to the client after that initial guarantee period. So our 5-year product is a 5-year product with a window at the end the client can pick up, get out, walk away from if they choose. So again, 3 through 10, that is consistent with any and all 3 of these options available to the client. Now, the product does carry a surrender charge. All of them begin at that 10% surrender charge amount, 1098, 10987, and on down. Along the way, the client does have access to funds. A number of ways that you can withdraw money from Oxford Life. And it's worth highlighting because some of these features are becoming tougher and tougher to find in annuity products these days, especially multi-year guarantee. With multi-select, you get 10% of the accumulated value available to you after the first contract year. Now, I'll stress that one more time, 10% of the accumulated value, and it doesn't reduce your rate You don't pay for the charge. It's automatically included to it in any and all of the states where we have this product approved. So again, beginning year 2 of the contract, 10% of the accumulated value. Your client wants immediate access to the funds, not a problem. They can do it with the way of an interest withdrawal. We can turn on interest income as quick as 30 days from this contract. Other ways your client can access the funds if they need it. We have some really client-friendly waiver of withdrawal surrender charge features, including, and I'll say this as I mentioned them, just remember these exact same riders apply to our fixed indexed annuity. But it's a terminal illness benefit, which says if you're diagnosed as terminally ill more than 1 year after the policy issue date, you can get the full account value. There's no surrender charge, no withdrawal charge, anything like that applied. Same for a home health care benefit. If you're diagnosed as chronically ill, takes place more than 1 year after the policy was issued, full account value. And then the same for nursing home benefit. So if your client's confined to a nursing home, they have been for 90 consecutive days, it took place after the first contract year, again, it is full account value that they can access. And one more time, these are automatically included to the product, and there is no surrender charge, no market value adjustment, anything like that applied. So some really friendly features built right into the product for you. Now, one other feature that is optional to the client, but very new from Oxford Life and really very new for the industry. So we're really proud to talk about this here today. In fact, it's just about 2 weeks old. But with Multi-Select, you can now add an optional guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit. Now, GLWBs have been very popular, as we all know, but they've mostly existed in the fixed indexed annuity space. In fact, we have them on our fixed indexed annuity, and we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But we now offer an optional income rider that you can attach to Multi-Select, any of the durations, 3 through 10 years. So that in of itself makes it very unique. Maybe you've always wanted to offer income rider to your client, but your client didn't want a fixed indexed annuity. They just want guaranteed rate. Great. Here it is, available in Multi-Select. Pick any duration you want, 3 through 10 years. Attach an income rider to it. Or perhaps you just don't like selling fixed indexed annuities but want income riders. Again, available to you, an optional benefit. Just attach it to the contract. It does come with a charge, but that charge is very reasonable in the way of income riders especially. It's only 50 basis points, and we deduct that from the rate. So we deduct that from the account value, I should say, on the policy anniversary. So again, a lifetime income option, guaranteed lifetime income for your client, a very inexpensive way of doing it at just 50 basis points, but also unique the way in which we figure out the income. Now, I've included the GLWB in your handout, so you can access it, you can look at it. We've got a little carve out of that page right here on your screen. But the way that we've gone about calculating income is simple and straightforward. We've done away with income account values. We've done away with roll-up. All of these kind of inflated accounts, if you will, that really at the end of the day, it's just about the income, right? It's just about how much income am I going to get. It doesn't matter how big that income account value is grown. And some of these carriers, not to pick on them, but, you know, hey, throwing out 25, 30% bonuses that apply only to an income account value. Well, that's great. But again, it's really at the end of it just about how much income it's going to drive for the client. So what we did with this feature is to simply say we look at the initial deposit. So $100,000 in, that's your figure. Now we just look to the age and the policy year in which your client's going to trigger and turn on income. So let's say, and as the example here shows, a client at the age of 61, they put in $50,000. Well, we roll that out and say 7 years in, they want to trigger and turn on an income stream. So our factor is 6.72. You'll just look at the issue age of the client. We look down to the policy year in which they want to trigger income. There's your income factor, 6.72%. Take it times the initial deposit, which that doesn't change. It's a $50,000 initial deposit, and there's your guaranteed lifetime income. $3,360 for as long as this policy remains in place. And again, no matter what happens to the account value, it goes zero, whatever it is, they're guaranteed a lifetime income from it. So again, really unique in a whole lot of ways, but a really competitive income option at a very reasonable cost, and now available on multi-year guarantee. So be sure to check that out. Be sure to include it into the mix for any of your income scenarios. And as I wrap up, I'll show you where you can do some illustrations for it. The multi-select does have a market value adjustment. The definition for that's on your screen. I'll just remind everyone that as MVA goes, it only applies if you surrender the contract prematurely or you take more than your 10% penalty-free withdrawal. So that's the only time it'll apply on our contract. Multi-year guarantee as well as the fixed indexed annuity. Some of the product features, we do ages 18 to 80. We offer, again, durations 3 through 10 years. We do amounts from 20 up to $1 million, 500,000 for ages 76 to 80. That's both qualified and non. This is a full account value at death. We mentioned it. It does have a market value adjustment. Only applies if you surrender or take more than your 10% penalty free. So with that, sort of wraps up our multi-year guarantee, and I'm going to pivot over to our fixed index lineup. Some highlights and reminders on the MYGA. Available withdrawal features 10%, as well as nursing home, terminal illness, chronic illness, 3 through 10-year durations, really competitive rates throughout. We'll look at those here in a bit. And now an income rider that you can attach to it for just 50 basis points. Now let's take a look at the index lineup. We offer 3 different indexed annuities, Royal, Silver, and Select Series. But before we move on, I want to remind everybody kind of what an indexed annuity is or was about whenever they first been introduced to us now, I guess some 20 years ago. But it's the ability or the opportunity, I guess I should say, to benefit from the increase of the stock market without any of the downside risk. And I think over the years, we've kind of lost sight of that, right? We got caught up with potential return. We got caught up with these income account values and these, again, 25% bonuses for income purpose and everything else, when the real benefit of an indexed annuity is still that. The upside of a percentage of the upside opportunity from the market without any of the downside risk. And here's a little bit of a demonstration, or I guess an illustration of that. We took a chart for the S&P. We went back to 1928, and we said, all right, let's put $100,000 on the S&P, and let's just let it ride. So we did, and we do for the next 76 years. We track the pluses and minuses of the S&P. And if you're to go through this, you'll find that out of those 76 years on your screen, 50 of them were positive. Sometimes a little, sometimes a lot. But there's 50 times in which, again, the S&P is up. So conversely, that means 26 times in which it isn't. Again, sometimes a little bit, sometimes a lot. But that same $100,000 with all the pluses and minuses over the course of that 76-year period ends up with $5.8 million. Not bad, right? Had you only put $100,000 into the S&P back in 1928. But again, $5.8 million. So now what we do next, it's to say, okay, looking at the screen, let's get rid of any and all of the red. And let's just simply replace it with a 0. So next up, here's your screen. We keep all the green, and we replace all the red with just a 0. I didn't gain anything. More importantly, I didn't lose anything. So that same $100,000, by just eliminating the red from the screen, equals $461 million 76 years later. That's a pretty impressive figure. And I will say it is not an illustration or a demonstration for an indexed annuity, because we haven't taken into consideration participation rate, cap spread, anything. We're just simply saying, and for kind of that dramatic effect, what happens when you eliminate the negative from the market, and this is the result. a mind-blowing $461 million at the end of that period. That's available on our website should you want to check it out and look at it. Now, with Oxford Life, we have 3 different strategies you can select from in any and all of our indexed annuities. I mentioned there's 3, Royal, Silver, and Select Series. They all kind of share the same chassis, the same basic features. And the options you can elect for accumulation include fixed account, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. It's a fixed rate, it's guaranteed for each policy year. We reset it each policy year. We do a monthly average. And this is kind of your good old-fashioned monthly average. This is where we take an initial starting point on the S&P, we track it over the course of the year. We track it on a month anniversary, if you will. So today's May 8th, we're going to look at it June 8th, we're going to look at it July 8th, so on and so forth. We come up with your average, compare it back to the index starting point, apply the cap, lock in the gain. We do a point-to-point strategy, about as easy as it gets. We look, and all of our options are S&P based, their annual reset, their annual credit. But with the point-to-point strategy, we just say, okay, today's May 8th, you've got a starting point of X on the S&P. We look to May 8th of 2020, and we look at the percentage gain between those 2 dates, apply the cap if necessary, credit, lock in the account. So again, those 3 strategies, all very popular and very easy to understand crediting strategies. And most importantly, you can't lose any previously credited interest. Now, with the Royal Select, you've got an 8% premium bonus. And this is a 10-year product. So I think it's pretty safe to say it is the biggest bonus offered on a 10-year indexed annuity. Again, you're looking at a true 10-year fixed index with an 8% upfront bonus. Now, that bonus does vest over the 10-year period, fully vested for any crediting purpose for your income account value or at death. So if you put in $100,000, you've got $108,000 day one. Any and all future gains are going to be right there on top of it. But again, that is the highest bonus offered on any 10-year FIA product. Now, next to it is Silver Select. We give up a little bit of bonus, but we give a little bit bigger, better cap. So still a really attractive 4% premium bonus, again, also vesting over the 10-year period. It applies up front, but nothing's for free, right? So with Royal Select, you get a big bonus, a little lighter cap. With Silver Select, you get still a really nice 4% bonus, but better caps as a result of it. And you can find that, you'll see that on the interest rate sheet that we have available there for you as well. Now, all of these offer, and all of our indexed annuities come with a guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit. This is the more traditional lifetime withdrawal benefit. This is the income account roll-up. We go 6.75%. It rolls up each and every year. It does compound each and every year as well. So if I go into, and I would recommend the Royal Select for your income scenarios, because that's going to get the biggest and the best bonus, not just for the account value, but your income account value as well. So that 8% applies to the account, and income account values is now going to roll up at 6.75%. So when you're demonstrating it, the Royal Select will be the most aggressive income that we produce from the lineup. Now, we do also offer similar features here, 10% available after the first contract year. Here's your surrender charge schedule. It's kind of a 10-10 friendly, if you will. 10-year product, 10% declining surrender charge schedule. Down at the bottom, that shows you the vesting percentage. The bonus is applied up front, but again, we'll vest it over the course of the 10-year, call it recapture, whatever you want. But if the client leaves early, they don't get all of the bonus. Client does still get 10% penalty free again after the first policy year. In addition to Royal Select and Silver Select, we make the Select series available. This is unique in a few different ways. One, the Select series is just multiple durations. You can go as short as a 3-year FIA. So 3, 5, 7, and a 10-year option. So that really rounds out and gives you just a ton of flexibility in your FIA scenarios. We can go as short as a 3-year fixed indexed annuity with all those crediting features we talked about earlier. 1098 on the surrender charge schedule, the 5-year 109876, a 7-year, and then again 10-year. Now this 10-year version has no bonus. It's just a straight 10-year option. So if you stack it up next to that Royal Select with an 8% bonus, Silver with 4, this is a 10-year product with no bonus and the biggest, best caps, not just from Oxford Life, but really in the marketplace as a whole. It is some of the best cap available on an FIA S&P point-to-point option right now. So be sure to check those out and have them into your mix whenever it comes to FIA, whether you're using it for accumulation or income potential. Here's those liquidity features. We've already mentioned it, 10% after the first year, and those same terminal illness, nursing home, and home health care benefits that I talked about and mentioned earlier with the Multi-Select series. It is worth pointing out that if you've elected the Royal Select, it's an 8% bonus, and that bonus does also apply at death and also for any and all of the liquidity features that you have here on the screen. Here's a little more for the GLWB. I've already mentioned it's a 6.75% roll-up. We do also have a step-up. So should, by chance, your account value ever pass the GLWB, the income account value, you get the bigger, better of the two. The fee for this rider, it's 95 basis points. Still relatively inexpensive as income riders go. Again, we're really inexpensive on that 50 basis point for the MIGA, but with this one, you get a 675 roll-up, and it's a 95 basis point charge for it. That 95 basis points, also making a little bit more inexpensive, we charge it against and deduct it from the account value. So again, only 95 basis points charged against and deducted from account value. Worth noting because most income riders out there are going to be more than 95 basis points. In addition to it, they charge it against your income account value, which 9.5 times out of 10 is going to be a bigger value and more expensive to your client. Here's the payout factors. We do an attained age factor for both single as well as joint life payout. You can see here, the older you get, the bigger the factor grows. So whatever year your client decides to trigger and turn on income, we looked at that then attained age. We looked at then the account or the income account value, the bigger, better of the two, and we'll use it to determine their guaranteed lifetime income. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and again, really competitive roll-up with really competitive payout factors. So we want to go ahead and give you a little look at how this appears. On this screen, we went ahead and put together a hypothetical for you. One, it was just to show you what the bonus looks like. We assume here the Royal Select. That's the 8% bonus option. So with that, you can see 100,000 goes in. The 8% bonus applies up front. Any and all index gains are right there on top of it. So first year I earned 3%. It's right on top of the $108,000. And we get that credit, we lock it in, we guarantee it, we move forward to the next year. Now over on the right-hand side, that's your GLWB. That's the initial deposit, that's the bonus of 8%, and then that's growing at the guaranteed $675 each and every year. It does compound, so you can see here at the end of the 10-year period, we've got more than $207,000 in the income account. We've more than doubled the income account value. So again, it will make for a really attractive, a really nice income scenario for any and all of your clients' income planning. So be sure to check that out. We can illustrate the right-hand side of the screen. Those are all guaranteed values. We know the deposit, we know the roll-up, and we can make assumptions on whatever age your client decides to turn on income and show you that income payout. So again, we'll wrap up with the GLWB calculator where you can run some of those different scenarios or reach us so we can stack it up for you. Some of the sales requirements, just want to note here that all of these products have some of their own disclosure forms. The income rider, it is an optional feature. So the client doesn't need to take it. If they do, there is an additional disclosure that goes along with it. So you can use this purely for accumulation, not attach the income or attach it for income opportunities. The product features, we go ages 18 to 80. Again, we do durations 3, 5, 7, and 10 years. We do issue amounts from 10 up to 350,000. That's qualified or non-qualified deposits. It is a full account value at death, just like the multi-year guarantee annuity. We do have an MVA. It only applies if you surrender early, take more than 10% penalty free. And then we do have that GLWB. It's an optional feature, rolls up at 675, compounding for the first 10 years of the contract. It's 95 basis point charge. It must be included at policy issue, but you can cancel it if you don't want it. Client doesn't think they need it, and you can turn it on anytime after the first contract year, as long as your client's age 50 or above. So a recap on some of the select offerings. They're all single premium fixed index options. They all have the ability, whether it's the 3-year or any of the 10-year options, to attach the GLWB, the 675 roll-up for the 95 basis points. They all have the same waiver of withdrawal features, along with that same 10% penalty-free option. We have 10-year surrender charge schedules as short as 3 years, 3, 5, 7, and 10, all with extremely competitive caps. And then those crediting strategies, the fixed account, the point-to-point, and monthly average. And again, I'll say it, the monthly average as well as the point-to-point, some of the best caps available out in the marketplace right now. So be sure to check us out for those. The S&P, the point-to-point option, very few, I think, out there right now beating it on an S&P annual credit point-to-point option, whether it's the 3, 5, 7, or 10-year versions. Now, I do want to give you a real quick commercial, just because I think this really does fit with everybody out there that's offering an annuity product. I know my 20-plus years working with annuities, I've heard this so many times, but hey, I just need, the biggest, best bonus I can find, on an annuity, because my client just wants to leave it to their beneficiary. That's their primary intent. I just want to carve out a percentage of this asset, put it into annuity, leave it to the kids, the grandkids, whoever it might be. Well, here's another idea. And here's something that we hope you really do think about. And again, it's available to you if you're appointed with us. And it's kind of that, what do I do with leave on money? So we've got our typical scenario. We're going to deposit $100,000 into a fixed indexed annuity. We're going to assume, or let's say that we earn 5% over the course of the contract. So in 10 years, it's grown to $162,000, almost $163,000. But after tax, that's now passing on to the beneficiaries for about $147,000. Not bad, but what if? What if with some of that leave on money, we take and we put $50,000 into a fixed indexed annuity, ideally fixed indexed annuity right here with Oxford Life. Maybe it's the Royal Select or any one of those products, but we go $50,000 into an FIA, and we again assume that 5% rate of return, but we take the other $50,000 and we put it into our Prosperity Select. This is our single premium whole life product. Now, don't be turned off or whenever I say life, which always means underwriting, because I mentioned it earlier, everything we do is simplified issue. So with this product, you're going to know just in a matter of minutes whether or not your client's been approved. Take them through the application. They can answer no to the health questions. Take them through our underwriting assessment. You're going to know right then and there, either through our website with an online approval or a quick phone call, whether or not the client's been approved. But here's the power of this. I put $50,000 into the FIA. Client still has accumulation, access to the funds if they need it. I put $50,000 into the single premium life, and that, assuming, let's say, 65-year-old female, now becomes an extremely powerful death benefit. In fact, that 65 female, $50,000 in, is $98,000 of an immediate day one death benefit in our single premium life product. I can confidently say it is one of the best, if not the best out there, whenever it comes to leverage or death benefit on a single premium whole life product. So again, $50,000, an immediate death benefit of $98,000. Couple that with the growth on the FIA side. Now we've got a total after-tax return to the beneficiary of $172,000. You've done better for your client, the beneficiaries, most specifically, and yourself. Because with this, in most scenarios, we're going to see that this is doubled and maybe even more, depending upon your product selection, your commission. Because the single premium whole life is a really aggressive commission for you as well. So an opportunity to make almost twice as much commission, provide a much more and a much larger death benefit for your clients and their beneficiaries, all with that point of sale decision, that quick, easy underwriting. So just be sure to include that into your mix. We're making a calculator like this available that you can go through and you can run scenarios from our website just to see how combining the two stacks up. The death benefit, this is just a quick page for it, but shows you. Right here, we've got your 65-year-old female. We put in $100,000. Look what that does, $197,000 of tax-free death benefit day one. Immediate benefit. You can see here the cash value shows right out of the gate $100,000. That means return of premium. At any point in time, your client can choose to pick up, get out, walk away with that initial deposit. True return of premium product. Cash value starts to kind of creep ahead, break even year 4 and 5. So there is some accumulation there, but more importantly, a really powerful, some of the best death benefit out there on a single premium whole life basis for your client. Tax-free death benefit to the beneficiary. So again, to wrap up single premium in our Prosperity Select, it's a single pay option. It's 100% guaranteed return of premium day one. It's an accelerated benefit available to your clients for things like nursing home, terminals, home health care, chronic illness benefits. So it's got access to the cash outside of the return of premium if they really need to get their hands on it. And really aggressive compensation for you with a true point of sale decision underwriting. Know in a matter of minutes whether or not your client's been approved. No drawn out underwriting, 5-6 weeks to get a decision. It's more like 5-6 minutes, So a great way to include that into your annuity sales, maybe as an annuity alternative or just combining it with the annuity product. So as I wrap up here, just be sure to follow Oxford Life on social media. We're available at Twitter, LinkedIn, or Facebook. Great way to stay in touch on any updates from Oxford Life, things we've got going on, new product, you name it, different ideas that we've got, like that single premium life. We'll be sure to post out there for you. And other numbers where you can reach us. This goes to our agent service team. Wonderful department, hands-on with everything you need, from getting on board at Oxford Life to new business questions to commission questions, you name it, we're here for you. Reach us at 800-308-2318. Get myself, get Taylor there, or again, anyone on our agent service team to walk you through anything at all you need at Oxford Life. Now, as I do that, and before everybody gets, I would just want to say thank you. I know everybody's time is valuable. Thanks for spending some of it here with us. If you do need to get, I know I'm right at that 40 minutes that I've talked about. Please reach us for any specific questions you have, any specific cases that you're working on, fixed index, or single premium whole life. We, again, do have, I think, whatever product you've elected, some of the most competitive lineup across the marketplace, and a company that's really dedicated to earning your business. So with that, I'm going to pivot back over to the website. I want to show you, as I wrap up with the Q&A, a few of the features and where you can find just a little bit more from Oxford Life. Okay. All right, for everybody sticking around here, again, thank you. And one of the questions that I know came up is, you want to get on board with Oxford Life? Great to hear. We're a just-in-time contract. So you can, in the majority of states we are, so you can actually submit contracting to us today. either reach out to us at the number we had there on the screen, contact myself, Taylor Agent Service, or get in touch with your marketing company. Tell them you need to get appointed with Oxford Life. We'll get your contracting rolling. You can submit business immediately in any of your just-in-time states. Now, if you need access to forms, here's where you can find some of that. You go to the agent button, and you'll see here that there's a chance to log in with some information. But one of the great things about the website, we don't make you log in to get some basic information, things like current rates. I included this in your handout, but here's some of the overview of the Oxford Life rates. Up at the top, you've got the multi-select, and you can see there again the 3-year at $265 all the way up to $345 on a 10. I should point out the 4, 6, and 8 do have some commission reduction for that bigger, better rate that you see there on your screen. The 5-year is still our most popular option. It's 3.1%. Great commission, great rate, lots of features for your clients. And then you've got the Royal, the Silver, and the Select series with their caps and the fixed rate options. You can click here for the PDF, which again I've also included inside of your handout. And here it is on your screen. So you can see on that Select series, that's the 10-year product. It's a point-to-point option of 6.3 and probably one of the biggest caps available on a point-to-point in the marketplace here today. You can go as short as that 3-year, a 5-year at a 5.5 cap, or 7-year with 5.75. So really great caps, all with income account riders available to you as well. Now, I also did include the GLWB. This is where you can check out and look through more of the information on the income rider. So that is an option, and you can check that detail out. Let us know if you've got questions about it. It is a little bit unique, but it's super easy to understand as far as how we calculate the income. I'm sure, and I hope you all appreciate it. Again, we got away from income account roll-up, so you just look to the deposit amount, to the payout year, and here's any and all of your factors. So I know some questions came up on that as well. So here's where you can review and kind of check out that detail. And then finally, as I go back to the website, here is where you can access the calculators. So I click on Calculator, and here's where I can show you accumulation on the multi-select series. And here's where I can show you the income scenarios for any and all of the products. Be sure to pick the product that you want. This is the Select series, the FIA 3 through 10 year, no bonus. Here's the Silver Select with the 4% bonus, the Royal with the 8, and the new Multi-Select income rider, where you can do any and all of your income calculations. Really nice and easy to do. Just put in a scenario, put in your client's age, put in the deposit amount, and hit submit. Right there, it's got it pulled up for you. You can print it, PDF it, email it, whatever you want to do with it. So that'll show you how we stack up from an income comparison. And we are almost always some of the top income payout in later durations of a contract. You need forms. You want to go out and you want to write a case today, just click on the agent form button. This question came up here as well. So here's how you can access more of the information on Royal Select. Let's say I want to sell the FIA product today. I go there, I pick my state, and it's going to pull up any and all of the necessary forms for you. Those are highlighted here in that greenish color. You can create the packet, download it, print it, whatever you want to do with it. You can access some of the other forms that go along with it, our financial report, the annuity rates, transfer forms, all of it. So I've been kind of monitoring a lot of these questions as they came in, and I think we've answered everything that did arrive, that did come in. If I did miss anything, I'm going to go back through it again after I close out. We'll reach you back here a little bit later today, or please reach us with any questions. I'll close on that note. Here's the contact information for Taylor or myself, our phone numbers, as well as the email address. So again, please consider Oxford Life on any of your life, annuity, or MedSup opportunities. We really do want, we really will work hard for your business. We appreciate it if you're already doing it with us at Oxford, and thanks again for joining in on the webinar. Have a great day.